The reason we wanted to have the show is because the garden was beautiful. The garden was absolutely gorgeous, and we've always wanted sculpture in the garden. And so we came up with this idea. That led to other things, the idea that there are not many galleries left in town. Anybody have any? There are no galleries left in town, so comment on that area and the idea that we aren't showing around here.
Well, the people I've spoken to seem pretty excited about the prospect of work out here and looking at the field and everything. It's just some exciting places.
There are.
Just to show stuff.
Yeah.
The community itself is a little down. I mean, with recession and gosh knows, and all the galleries closing. There is no place to show. And in some way, this will give us an excuse to say, hey, look, it's not that bad. Look, we're celebrating. This is special. A special group got together.
I'm looking at this as throwing a pebble in a river, in a pool, and having the rings go out. Have other studios get together with each other and produce something.
That's right.
I think that artists, especially in days like today, we have a connection to something spiritual that not everyone sees, and we take something sometimes from nothing, and it just comes from our heads, and we put it out there for, I believe artists are responsible for beauty and joy.
Yes.
Very good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think we should carry it in a tradition which is in the region, and especially for me, like a newcomer over here, I feel like something was built in the previous generation, and we should just continue it and put our own thing in a process which is still, I hope, flowering here.
The history in this area is so rich.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And we interpret it the way we see it, or what we brought with us, to the area.
I think this immediate area, I'm gonna say 5-mile radius to my house. There's a lot of art enthusiasts in this area, and I've only become to know this after people started buying my sculpture.
Yeah.
And they're very enthusiastic, and we just need to reach them properly, And what I intend to do for there's like a group of people that live within a 5-mile radius of my house that I'm just gonna knock on their door when I know they're home from the city. But these people have been residents of Saugerties for 20 some odd years.
That's good.
They make their money in Manhattan and they enjoy it in upstate.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for 20 some odd years. They're tax-paying people. They're just as important as the next person. They work hard for their money, and they love to buy art. So I'm gonna knock on their door, and I'm gonna say hi. And have my piece.
Absolutely.
Right?
Why not? Of course.
So I really want to try to bring like that little bit of, I stand behind my art kind of attitude, and we shouldn't lose sight of the bare essentials of what we're trying to push here.
Exactly.
Individually.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what this is all
And
about.
it's
9 individuals getting
Exactly.
together.
Individually,
And
this is
we
a very
all have to
eclectic
promote
group.
it. Yeah, yeah. And I think it'll work. At least, I hope it will work.
I think
we
it
will
will.
see.
I think it will.
But
Well,
what
at
else?
least we'll enjoy each other's company and art.
And what else has been tried? We've been in the White Box Gallery for years and years. It's a lovely romantic idea, and I love it. However, it's not working. And we have to promote this. We have to do our own self-promotion. The galleries are expecting us to now. They aren't doing much promotion anymore. They're expecting us to bring buyers in. That used to be their job. It's no longer their job. They are just renting us space. Well, we have space.
It's beautiful.
So we should use it and promote it. And that's going to be interesting. That'll be fun, I think. We'll have to learn.
Well, I think it's going to be a very interesting opportunity.
Yeah, yeah,
A great space.
yeah, yeah.
But it's also something else that we haven't mentioned is that even though, like you said, the 5-mile radius, there's so many artists, there's so many people.
Right.
they don't actually know it. They don't see us. So many of them didn't come to those white box galleries. That's why they're no longer here. That's part of the reason they're no longer
I
here.
think a lot of the
No,
galleries.
I think they're still here, but just not doing.
They're making themselves untouchable. They're not looking at any work, and that's it.
And if they can
They
get
have their
together
artists, they
like
have their
we
group of
are,
artists, and that's it.
Are you talking about the galleries?
Yeah, the galleries
Yeah.
and the people who run the galleries
Right.
and say Hudson, they don't look at.
They don't look.
They don't look.
Well, galleries are open. It's a commercial business. They're there to sell.
Exactly.
And they
once
accept
have-
work that sells.
They hold on to work that sells.
Yes, yeah, right. There's no
Yes.
education of the public.
There's
But
no
that
manipulating.
Dumbs down art. That I've watched it dumb down and get.
Of course.
Yeah, and that's terrible. That's a terrible.
They're not
you don't do-
jured.
if
That's
don't
what you
do
mean, dumbed down.
A pretty landscape with something really recognizable.
And some of them are very competent. However, you can get just so many, and that the younger people are learning that sells. That's what they're going to do, and the creativity just they can't experiment, and I love experiment. I love experiment.
Well, the worst thing with these galleries is mainly it's a cliquish thing, and there's like a whole coterie of people that say, well, this person will go into this gallery, and this person will, has an entry to this gallery. And if you don't have that kind of connection, you won't get into any of these
Yeah.
galleries.
Yeah.
I spoke to a gallery owner yesterday, and he said, it's up to you to educate people,
It is.
not to just have work that sells
Yeah.
to pay your bills, but to also have work that people don't know.
Yeah. We no longer have critics. We have reviewers. We used to have critics who would lay it on the line and tell how they felt about work. And that would educate the artist in a little bit more free way. We don't have that anymore. Where did it go? Why? We need critics.
It's the almighty dollar. That's what.
Well, sure it is. Sure it is. But we need critics. I used to love to read good criticism.
sorry.
The almighty dollar.
Oh my God! Be careful what you wish for.
No, I can take it.
Thinking is one thing, but you read the article, and especially for me, I think I have a pretty decent understanding when I am reading something, but you go with a paragraph after paragraph, and I have no idea what they are writing about.
They're writing to write. They're just writing
Exactly,
for their own
exactly,
egos.
and especially I think those young curators, they go from the schools and their vision is somehow concentrate on something else for beauty and art means, let's say, for generation like me. Even from my original Czech language, if you translate art, this means you know something more.
Yes.
You do something prettier or something nicer or something
Elegant
which
or
tells
rich
something to
or-
the people.
Yes.
Not just something which decay, which is crumbling, which
And
is,
You need a Bachelor of Science now to do some art.
Yeah,
Rather than a
you mean a
Bachelor of
BS
Arts.
degree, yeah.
A BS degree.
Let's see. Let's see.
I
I think it sounds great, and I am absolutely for it. Yeah.
And lay it out in front of the public and hope that they appreciate it. I don't know what else to do.
Well, I think the diversity of this group
I think it's
and the
wonderful.
excellent is going to blow them
And
away.
I think placement is key.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
And from
placement
my
is
sense of
very
where
important.
things are going to sort of happen, I think is very good.
I had more fun walking around with
the
you
garden,
people,
yeah.
placing the
Yeah.
work out in the garden. It was wonderful. You knew what you were doing. Alex came with a tape measure and measured the space and knew exactly what he was doing. That was so wonderful for me because I'm not an outdoor sculptor, and I understand the space is so different from indoor work. And it is wonderful to watch you guys in action. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I want to put pieces out today.
If you want to slip and slide, go ahead.
It'll look nicer in the flowers, I think, than the
It'll be
snow.
grasses. where my
Okay,
booths are.
that's
And-
great.
And Jeff's and Alex will be out. Well, Alex has got a nice little place. So he's got a little spot. It was fun. It was fun. The whole thing, putting this show together is more fun. Skip and I are having a wonderful time doing it, and it's fascinating. We're excited. We're excited. Doing this is because the gardens called out for sculpture. I wanted to see sculpture in the gardens. And then it just expanded on that there were no places to show around town at this point, and we're hoping to generate that. We're hoping to get other people together to show their work. And with 9 of us showing the work, it should be a good start.